Good Tuesday afternoon, everybody, and welcome April. Unfortunately, I don't have anything to fool you with, so, but yeah, it's crazy that we're actually in April now. So, what good way to start off a new month than to bring you guys my April TBR? And I've got a little bit out of hand this month. So, decided for myself to challenge myself this month. So, I have different types of genres here. I have like horror, of course. I have sci-fi, literary fiction, and just short stories. Short, if you want to call them that. They're more like novelettes. So, without further ado, if you've seen my TBR videos, you know I read from 3 different mediums. Physical, which is right by me, Audible, and Kindle. So without making this video way too long, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to grab my notebook and let you know what I'm going to read. So let's go ahead and get started with my physical reads. Take 2. Let's go ahead and get started with my physical reads. So, the book I've chosen to prioritize for April, first and foremost, is going to be Roadwork by Richard Bachman, aka Stephen King. Yeah, it's about time I get back into some Stephen King. So, this one is a little bit shorter than the massive Wizard and Glass that I have coming up very soon. But Roadwork is about, it's all coming to an end for Barton Dawes. The city's Highway 784 extension is in the process of being constructed right across town and inexorably through every aspect of Bart's existence. Whether it's about to barrel over the laundry plant where he makes a living, or soon to smash through the very home where he makes a life. But as a result, something's been happening inside Bart's head that a heartless local bureaucracy isn't prepared for. A complete and irrevocable burnout of the mental circuit breaker that keeps a mild-mannered person from turning to a violent means. As the wheels of progress and a demolition crew continue unabated throughout Bart's neighborhood, he's not about to give everything up without a fight. As a matter of fact, he's ready and waiting to ignite an explosive confrontation with the legislative forces gathered against him. So, one man is basically trying to stop demolition of his town, and he goes on a violent rampage. So, this is one of the few Bachman books that I have left. After this, I think I'll only have 3 more left. So, that's my first read for April for sure. I think this sits pretty at 407, it looks like. So, not too long compared to Wizard and Glass, which I have coming up after Eyes of the Dragon, which is a chonker boy. But I decided to just focus on this one for April. That is Roadwork by Stephen King. And now to even challenge myself even more, I decided to choose another David Sodergren book. This one is Rotten Tommy. And this is about keep the door locked night and day. It's been 40 years since Becky Sharp's mother vanished without a trace. Becky has given up all hope of finding her until she makes a strange discovery that may hold the key to solving her mother's disappearance. 3 unmarked videotapes hidden in the wall of her childhood home, and as Becky watches the tapes, she finds herself drawn to a horrific mystery far greater than she could possibly have imagined. For Becky has unwittingly summoned a long-forgotten nightmare, a creature that threatens the lives and sanity of all around her. Rotten Tommy has come to play, and nothing on earth can sate his diabolical bloodlust. A grisly and bizarre horror fever dream, Rotten Tommy is the latest disturbing shocker from David Sodergren, author of The Horror, and I'm about ready to finish Maggie's Grave tonight. But, yeah, I started reading The Horror earlier this year, and I'm almost done with Maggie's Grave. I'm convinced that David Sodergren might be a new favorite horror author of mine. And this one sounds very fun. So, that's going to be after Road Work. Rotten Tommy. Let's go ahead and show off the 2 novellas before I show off the last possible novel that I'm going to show off. You're probably going to say to yourself, why haven't you read these yet? We'll see. But the 2 novellas I'm talking about, They Built a Gallows for You and Me by Cody Higgins. I've talked about this ad nauseum. I just have not gotten to it yet. And it's only 90 pages. So this is basically about a witch stalking the children of a frontier town. So I'm really hoping to get to this month so I can move on to something else. Bad Astronauts by Grady Hendrix. This has been on my Novella November TBR for the past 2 years. Haven't gotten to it yet. So, Grady Hendrix spin on sci-fi. That's all I need to know. So, this one is 161 pages. Maybe if there's time, I'll try and sorry about that. That was the shower. But if there is time, I will definitely knock out both of these novellas throughout April. So there's that. And if I'm even luckier, I still have Nestlings by Nat Cassidy. And this is part of my 25 and 25 challenge. That came from 24 and 24, but whatever. So, this runs to, looks like 283. And then there's author's note and acknowledgments at the end. So, this one's a little bit longer, but I'm hoping to get to this one as well. This is basically about a couple who wins a new apartment, and the mother just recently had a baby, and she becomes paralyzed. But there is something very dark and sinister in this apartment when they find bite marks on the baby's neck. So, this one reminds me of Salem's Lot and Rosemary's Baby. But I think it's supposed to be a little bit deeper than that. So, let's hope I get to all these novels. It's quite a bit, but I'm going to try. Second part. These are going to be my Audible reads. So, the first one that I officially started off today was Boy's Life by Robert McCammon. Yeah, I'm finally reading my first Robert McCammon book. Look at me. So, this is a classic coming of age story that deals with a murder mystery and has a little bit of magical realism. Takes place in 1960s Alabama. And it's just about like this 12-year-old who goes through life. So this is kind of a little bit like literary fiction. So definitely something a little bit different there. And I'm trying to do a little bit of nostalgic reads this month as well. So I started that today, and I'm already at chapter 3 of part 1. So the next book I want to read after that is The Butterfly Garden by Dot Hutchinson. And this is actually part of a book club pick. So, yeah, I'm part of a book club. Leave me alone. But this one is kind of like a dark thriller about a place that keeps women captive. That's all I really know. So we'll see where that one goes. Next is Summer Never Ends by Judith Sonnet. This is just your typical summer camp slasher. And I just wanted something a little bit nostalgic. So that one sounded pretty brutal. And the last book that I want to read through Audible is Head Like a Hole by Andrew Van Wey. And this is actually taking place in the 90s, so definitely nostalgic. So, this is basically about a group of teenagers who gets ravaged by sea creatures, I believe. So definitely sounds very Lovecraftian, and I definitely can't wait to check this one out. So those are the ones for Audible. Kindle reads. The first one I started off today. I'm literally at chapter 2. Apparently I'm on a Jonathan binge, so I started Party Games by Jonathan. And this is basically about like a group of adults who go to like a high school reunion at a cabin, and then there is some strange man who appears at their cabin, and he takes over the party, and he wants them to indulge into some sadistic tasks. That's all I know so far. I'm not very far into it, so nothing major has happened yet. And the last 3 are shorter novelettes. All of these are under 100 pages. The next one is Stab the Rabbit. I don't know. By Shane McKenzie. And this is basically Looney Tunes meets extreme horror. So basically this is about a very abusive older brother to like a kid who summons an animated rabbit and just tortures him. So now I'm reading that. But this one sounded pretty fun, I think. The next one is Sporadic by Judith Sonnet again. And this one is only about like 32 pages. Just basically mushrooms growing in an attic and they become sentient. And the last book I want to knock out for April, if I get to it, is Itzy by Matt Shaw. Haven't read from him in a while, but his books to me are up and down. There hadn't been that much that I really cared for, but this is just basically about spiders. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be nasty. So these are all the books that I want to read for April. And tomorrow I'm going to bring you my March wrap up. Guys, I did really good in March. There were only a couple of books that I did not get to. Two of which you have seen in my physical pile. And I read something else on Kindle, so I didn't get to the other two that I mentioned. But I'm about ready to finish Maggie's Grave tonight, so I can add that into my March wrap-up. So we're looking at like 10 books that I completed in March, which is definitely very good. But that's going to do it, folks. These are all the books that I want to get to in April. Kind of a mixed bag on genres, but I got to mix it up a little bit here and there. So if you guys like this sort of content, I strongly urge you to like, comment, subscribe. And you'll definitely get more videos like this. And also, tomorrow, I'm going to film my March movie wrap-up. I'll either film that tomorrow or film it tonight. I haven't decided yet. But there's also a Minecraft movie coming out on Friday. And there is Hell of a Summer coming out on Friday as well. So you'll definitely get a review for either one of those. By the enthusiasticness that I sounded towards a Minecraft movie, more likely I'll probably go see Hell of a Summer, because that's like a nostalgic slasher. Whereas a Minecraft movie is just a cash grab. But we'll see what's going to happen. But that's going to do it for this video. And I'll see you in the next one. Adios. Peace.